expenses be drastically cut, and that all sworn incomes be severely limited.
Unlike Windrip, these people
But
have ideology.
Satan is powerful, my friends, so we must take a stand to fight against all subversive organizations which unfortunately are so largely Jewish.
Of course.
They must be driven with whips and scorpions off the face of the earth with fire and fury, the likes of which no one has seen before.
Are these people Christians?
So after many months of prayer, the directors of the League of Forgotten Men and I myself, Bishop Peter Prang, announce that in the coming Democratic National Convention, we shall, without reservation,
Here it comes.
use our strength to secure the Democratic presidential nomination for Senator Berzelius Windrop, and we will fight to elect him as President of these United States of America. God bless Senator Windrop, and may God bless us all.
God help us all.
I can't believe it.
Whatever happened to the separation between church and state?
It's going the way of all flesh.
I'd say that's taking it a bit too far.
It may be time for Roosevelt to form a third party.
Which would allow Windrip to win without a majority.
Don't be ridiculous. Nobody can become president without a majority of the electorate.
Yes, we added that too.
Sometimes I'm tempted to turn communist.
You read one book, Julian.
Maybe we shouldn't be so quick to rush to judgment.
Philip, the man is a racist and a woman hater.
Well, yes, Lorinda, but why do you think so many people support him?
Oh, maybe their collective IQ is zero.
And it's not because they're all ignorant or prejudiced or blind. I mean, the League of Forgotten Men is aptly named. People want a voice. They want agency over their lives.
Are you supporting Windrip?
Absolutely not. But if we don't like him, then we better figure out the reasons behind his popularity.
Mommy. Mommy. Oh no, 10 minutes of peace.
I'll get him.
Relax, Mary. We don't promise. Read him a bedtime story.
Lorinda, would you help me in the kitchen, please?
So, what I was trying to say, Dad, is that, even if it is a minority that's supporting Windrop, you're still marginalizing the problem.
It's about money.
Yes, money, and identity, and trust, as in, who can we trust to fight for us?
Even when that trust comes at the expense of the truth. Ah, perfect. Chad, I'd like to ask you a question.
About what?
How are you planning to vote?
I told you before.
Humor me.
Like I said, I'm voting for Windrop.
And why is that?
He's willing to fight for things. For the working man.
You see?
Plus, he's gonna fix it so everybody gets 5,000 bucks. Immediate.
Exactly. It's about money.
I figure I can start a chicken farm.
Chickens. Didn't all our chickens die on your watch last year?
With that kind of money, I'll be able to buy a couple thousand of them. Beat the odds this time.
And so you believe this promise that Windrip will give away this money?
I already started buying some equipment on credit.
Credit? The bank gave you credit on the strength of Windrip's campaign promise?
Seems good enough for them.
$5,000 credit to buy chickens.
I wouldn't sell low on chickens if I were you, Mr. Jessup. I've been reading up on them.
Is that so?
Smarter than they look.
Huh. Well, there you have it, Dad. The average man incentivized to better himself.
That's your analysis. Winthrop is buying the election.
And Roosevelt said he balanced the budget. And Hoover said there would be a chicken in every pot. They all lied, Mater. All of them. By October, Winthrop had secured the Democratic nomination for president, and Roosevelt had indeed formed a third party. Dormis found himself traveling up and down Hugh Valley, trying to find the secret to Buzz's growing popularity.
You want to know why I support Buzz?
The man is funny.
He makes me laugh so hard.
He's gonna give every citizen $5,000. I got 5,000 reasons for you.
Oh, I bought that.
I got kids.
I hear it's $10,000.
What's the point of going to college if you can't get a decent job?
Our relief check goes away in 61 days.
Oh, well, you know what a worry it is, mister.
I tell you, it's funny.
So funny and handsome too.
Yeah, it makes me laugh.
You want to talk about lack of character? Let's talk FDR.
I never did like FDR.
Roosevelt, I already changed it from Rosenfeld.
The man does not know when to quit.
Look at FDR starting a third party.
You want to talk about a demagogue?
What Buzz tells it like it is, you gotta respect that.
Now, I don't agree with everything he does, but it's time to take out the garbage.
Maybe it's what we need right now.
I honestly don't care how he does it.
You know, he was telling a story the other day like a regular old guy telling a regular old story.
Hey, did you hear the one about the Supreme Court? No.
Yeah, you can go to the whole Supreme Court, right? And he challenges the Chief Justice to a slingshot competition.
He says, hey, you gotta get more slang in your shopping. When I head into office a minute to tell you guys about how much slang you all got ready for that. And the whole room went completely silent.
As the Chief Justice just sits there with his mouth hanging open.
And then Buzz starts to crack up, and the whole court realizes he's just joking with them, and they start to crack up. And then the Chief Justice, he says, so Buzz, how exactly do you measure the slang in somebody's child?
Even the press balls on that guy.
He's gotta be president.
USA! 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 USA!
It was astonishing, utterly astonishing. Every one of them seemed entranced by it.
Did he really threaten the Supreme Court?
He did. It seems the more he humiliates the opposition, the greater the adoration of his followers.
I heard he schooled the Senate on how to catch catfish while drinking huge amounts of corn whiskey.
Where did you hear that?
And then he demonstrated the best way to fall over drunk.
Is that true?
I don't know, but it sounds hilarious.
How can that possibly be true?
That's the thing about Winthrop. It doesn't matter if the stories about him are true. It's whether or not people believe them.
Do you honestly think he'll be elected?
Julian, 6 months ago, I would have said there is no way on God's green earth that fellow could get elected. But now, I have absolutely no idea.
Well, it sure sounds like he knows how to put on a good show.
Yeah, they say he's a great speaker. You ever see his act, Mr. Jessup?
I have not, Julian. But you know, there's no time like the present. I have to pack. I have to go to New York. It's time to look the blind mule in the eye.
President of the United States, Senator Brazilius Buzz Windrup.
Thank you all so much. Thank you. I'm a Yankee Doodle boy. This is fun, folks. I mean, really, thank you all so much. I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. A heart that's the size of a full moon right now. I want to thank everybody who helped my campaign and tonight's special guests, Brigadier General Herbert Edwards. And my friend and spiritual advisor, Bishop Peter Bragg, the leader of the League of Forgotten Men. Gentlemen, you are forgotten no more. So here we are on this, dare I say, holy night. 2 days later from the election, poised for victory after a hard-fought, free-swinging campaign. I mean, think of the odds, folks. Think of what you get here. I've had more nasty things said about me than anybody who's ever run for office. It's true. It's absolutely true. Can you believe this? Thank you. Can you believe these so-called journalists? Have you ever seen a pack of more lying, disgusting people? I mean, really, folks. They say I want money. Money. Well, I turned down offers from law firms right here in regular New York for 3 times the amount of money nowadays president. It's true. It's absolutely true. They say I want power. Power? Okay, yeah, I do want power. Great, big, imperial power. But not for me. For you. Power to smash our enemies. Power to put God back in the classroom. Power to support the Second Amendment. Support our boys in uniform. Power to make every politician work for you. And the power, my friends, to win, win, win! I'm gonna tell you right now, folks, we're not winning. We got a whole lot of crooked and lazy people.
Down with Windrup! Enough of the hate mongering and the murder and the racism!
Hey,
No,
get
do
you.
not be understand me! He's lying!
We're bringing back the old days, folks. But see, I love that guy. I really do. I love him. You know why? Because he's angry. He's angry. Sure, he's been brainwashed about the wrong people. He's angry about all the wrong things. But that anger is the heart of the discontent that is spread across the station of ours. I have crisscrossed the station of ours from New York to California, Texas to Ohio. Everywhere I go, they say, Buzz, you gotta fight the good fight. Tell them, absolutely, I will. I will not stop walking and talking until I get to the promised land. They ask me, Buzz, are you afraid? I said, I'm afraid. Of course I'm not afraid. Why am I going to be afraid? I have the greatest people in the world with me. You know who those great people are? It's you, you're the greatest people in the world. Are you with me? We're going to win big. We're going to take our country back and walk down history. Thank you all. God bless America and go big, baby. Go big,
So, you're writing an article. I heard you in New York for Windrup's speech last night.
I keep trying to remember exactly what happened. I'm standing there, not more than 50 feet away, listening to every word the man said, and I can't remember a single one. I just remember being swept away by this force.
The buzzard put a spell on you, huh?
For someone who hates Windrup, you don't seem very distressed.
Oh, Windrup campaign has brought class struggle front and center. You watch. All hell's going to break loose.
And this is good news for the communists.
Karl Marx couldn't have written it up any better. If anyone couldn't see that bourgeois democracy was a joke before...
Aren't you worried that lunatic could get elected?
One capitalist stooge or another, what difference does it make? But if Windrup gets elected, it'll be one step closer to revolution.
The goal is civil discourse, not civil war. What we need is patience.
No offense, Mr. Jessup, but patience is something only petty bourgeois liberals can afford. We have 1% of the country that owns 43% of the wealth. 43%. It doesn't matter which crazy wealthy fool is in the White House. The battle is always the same. We got to smash the stick before it smashes you.
Just then, they were joined by John Pollicott, the town's social democrat.
Oh, hey, is that a bullhorn I hear before me? Or is Karl Marx Pascal here burning your ears back? That old sectarian dog will turn us all against each other and hand the election over to the Buzz Windrows of the world.
Windrow's not the point, John, and you know it. Brush up on your revolutionary theory, comrade.
We need evolution, not revolution. And if you join the United Front against the reactionaries,
Well, if you enjoyed the popular front with us against the fascists.
people don't want to hear talk about violent revolution.
No, not now. But what about Windrow throws us all in concentration camps? Will they listen then?
We need mass action, not a vanguard party. And mass action can only be achieved through a united front. Am I right, Mr. Jessup? Am I right?
I'm afraid I'd have to disagree.
With who?
With everyone. I'm a respectable journalist. I'm not about to be engaged in subversive activity.
Oh, boy. Well, you and Henry David Thoreau over there better figure out that we're all in the same bathtub. And John's right about one thing. We need mass action.
We gotta be going though, Mr. Jessup. We got a big union meeting tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, you care to join us? Could be plenty to write about, in regards to tomorrow's election. To fill up that little notebook of yours.
Do you mind if I stay around for a bit? There's a few notes I have to jot down.
Nah, we'll save a seat for you. For you, sir, don't forget to vote. Carl, where are you going? The door's over here.
It's quicker to go this way.
It's locked.
Well, unlock it. That's faster than walking all the way around.
I ain't unlocking anything. Will you come? Oh my God! Oh, he's with the sugar.
Quicker to do it that way.
You argue with your own damn grandmother.
And grandmother's dead.
Now you know why.
On November 3rd, 1936, Mr. Berzelius Winthrop was elected the 33rd President of the United States.
Oh my God, what have we done?
He wasted no time, quite literally, by giving the shortest inauguration speech in history.
My fellow Americans, as President of the United States, I wish to inform you that the real New Deal has started right this minute, and we're going to enjoy the manifold liberties to which ours independence and liberty.
All were invited to the inaugural festivities.
Including Mr. Roosevelt.
Who had to beg off, claiming that he was deathly ill.
Something about polio.
President Winthrop chose the age-old custom of giving his political adversaries diplomatic posts in countries as far away as possible.
Herbert Hoover was given Brazil, and Mr. Roosevelt, Liberia,
Which he climbed.
Mrs. Adelaide Tarr-Image, despite her spirited campaign for Mr. Winthrop, was publicly angry when she was offered a position no higher than customs in Alaska.
I demand that there be immediately created the cabinet position of Secretariat of Domestic Science, Child Welfare, and Anti-Vax.
her request denied, she threatened to turn Republican or communistic. But in April, she was heard of in Hollywood, writing the great scenario for a giant motion picture to be called
The Revolt of the Beavers. A love story.
This is so absurd.
The celebratory mood was cut short when President Winthrop made a shocking announcement.
My fellow Americans, I've just received substantiated reports that Mexico, Russia, and Europe are colluding to plot against us. For that reason, I am placing the country on high alert. Thank you.
Oh, dear Lord.
Emma! Yes, darling.
Have you heard? They're building a police state.
Oh, darling, you worry too much. Here, I fixed that button on your coat for you. You're all right to go. Darling, I'm going to go run some errands. Don't worry, everything will work out just fine.
In addition, I am authorizing the Minutemen to serve as an armed militia. These brave men and women, now numbering billions and billions strong, will serve at our borders to keep the borders safe and stand at the ready to attack our enemies. Savage.
Dormus Jester felt himself getting smaller.
Felt himself drifting, what felt like days on end.
Until he found himself in the nave of a church.
I'd give anything for a sermon that would restore my faith in humanity.
But instead he found
Now, amidst our changing times, what so many of us fail to realize is or really is reflecting not only on ourselves, but on
And
God.
so he looked for solace elsewhere.
On a snowy night in the middle of winter, Dorcas drove through the streets of Fort Beulah, the wind howling with a velocity that felt diabolical. At last, he arrived at his destination. And there, he found Lorinda Pike closing up the Beulah Valley Tavern.
It's evil out there.
Are we talking about Winthrop or the weather?
There's a report, unconfirmed, that over 100 congressmen have been charged with inciting a riot.
That's rich, accusing others of being thugs. Yesterday, I saw a gang of Minutemen beating up a protester in front of City Hall. But he was just a kid with a sign.
Most of his opponents are fleeing to Canada. If I didn't hate Canadian ale so much, I'd have a mind to sneak the family off myself. I'd take you, of course.
Would you now?
I'd have to. I couldn't give on without you.
We'll all get along some way or other.
I suppose. It's also strange. Emma listens to the radio and says, "Oh, dreadful." Then runs off to worry about how the saucepan got burned.
Home sweet home.
What are we doing, Lorinda? Why don't we just get up and get out of here?
Where exactly would we go?
I don't know. Anywhere. Tahiti.
What are you pretending at, Doris?
I'm not pretending.
You're looking for God or your father. What are you looking for?
I'm not looking for anything but you.
Oh, that's the biggest lie you've ever told me.
I'm not lying.
You're lying to yourself. What is it?
There's a man watching the place.
Standing upstage at the scrim?
I suspect it's my hired man.
Shall we do?
He's been lurking in all sorts of places lately. A bit of blackmail, I suspect.
Good evening, Father. Whoa, hey there, Miss Liberty.
You're drunk.
Oh, nice and tea.
Of course.
We need to be going.
It's cold outside.
Sissy?
I saw your car outside and I wondered, what's Dad doing at his windy so late?
Oh, we were talking.
About politics.
Politics, okay.
Time to say goodnight.
Good night, Miss Liberty. So, Dad, do you go to Miss Lindy's often?
Not very often, no.
But like, every day, right?
Get in the car. Shouldn't you be home, Shad? The furnace needs tending.
Who were you yelling at?
No one.
Dad, you and Lindy are these wild-eyed reformers. You belong together.
What?
Why don't you and her, kind of be lovers?
That's enough, Cecilia.
Come on. What are you so scared of? It's not like you and Mom have shared a bed in the last 10
That's
years.
none of your business.
We live in the same house. I see what's going on and what's not going on.
This conversation is over.
We talk about everything under the sun. I don't see why we can't talk about
We are not discussing this.
Watch it!
Sorry. I'm sorry.
things.
I'm serious. The world has gone upside down crazy. There are men with guns on every street corner and it's wacky scary. What scares me more is you. The man whose idea of a good bedtime story is Thomas Jefferson. I like him. Heck, you're the one who taught me. If you want to know who you are, then don't ask. Act. So do it. Act. Do something. Anything to stop this poking around like a dog who lost his bone. Sorry, Dad. But nice young ladies, they're out these days.
Listen, Sissy, you're a remarkable young woman, but I wouldn't list comforting people about their virtues.
Love you too, Dad.
Evening, Miss Sissy.
Dad, where did you come from?
Didn't mean to frighten you. Always nice to see you.
Get in the house. Tell your mother I'll be right in.
You have a good night.
What do you think you're doing?
Just coming from work.
Work? You were supposed to be here.
I go wherever you do, Chief.
So you admit you were spying on me.
And old Mrs. Pike. A lot of honey in that pot, eh?
You're fired, Purdue.
Funny! I was gonna tell you the same.
You were going to fire me.
I would have left you a note, but seeing as you probably don't think I can write, I thought it'd be a waste of time, so I skipped the note. But if I had written it, it would have said that I had a new employee.
A minute, then. I see. Well, good luck working for free.
Changing policy, Chief. They're paying now. Not much. Just twice what you pay. And look what they gave me. Kind of a welcome aboard gift. A lot of room for advancement, too. So long, Chief. No need for sad goodbyes. I'm sure I'll be seeing you around. It's a small town, Fort Beulah.
This is a state of emergency. Please return to your homes. We repeat, a state of emergency. Anyone found in public without proper credentials will be subject to arrest.
My fellow Americans, as of 9:25 this evening, I am enacting a state of martial law. The proclamation of martial law is not a military takeover. It is a power embedded in the Constitution to allow us to protect the Republic whenever there is danger of a violent overthrow. Such a danger now confronts us. New intelligence, mine, bears proof of seditious activities which we must now move to crush. By enacting martial law, we take all necessary steps to protect the streets and the citizens of this tremendous nation. Thank you.
Mr. President, as I sit and write this, the darkness has descended on my hometown, a darkness like no other. The currency of grace that once moved freely through the daily discourse of our citizenry has evaporated, replaced by an acrimony so vicious as to destroy our humanity. You, sir, are to blame for this. You and your ever-growing legion of Minutemen. They roam the streets like drunken bullies, happy to intimidate anyone unfortunate enough to cross their path, and hungry to beat upon anyone who objects. I myself, sir, have waited far too long to speak out publicly against your assault on our democracy, whether through comfort or apathy or pure cowardice. I could not see what was happening. Like some poor penitent, I kept waiting for a miracle to restore our sanity. But as the days have gone by, respect for the fundamental rights of every individual has, like my hometown, receded into darkness. I reject you as my president, Mr. Winthrop. I reject you as the man who represents the United States of America. May God look after your soul.
Oh, good God in heaven!
Pater,
Dad?
as your lawyer, I strongly advise you not to print that.
Oh, what's to become of us? What's to become of us?
Go ahead, Pop, print it.
Fowler, you do realize that under the new law that is sedition, you'll be incarcerated.
Yeah, they're coming after you.
Is it too late to stop him?
I think it'd be criminal for someone not to try to stop these fellows.
You're asking my opinion?
If you ask me, I'd have to say yes. Yes, I'd have to say yes.
No,
I don't think so, no.
absolutely not.
You have to run it, yes.
Only you know, Dad. Only you know what to do.
Doremus Jessup, editor, The Daily Informer.
Doremus stood at the window the morning his editorial appeared, looking down at the gathering mob.
On a burn the place!
Leave some bunch of traitors!
No! Get out of here! You have to go! What are you out of here? Get out of here! Hey, what are you doing? We got orders! Come on!
It was before 9 in the morning when Doremus reached his cell.
Which had a cost to the damn stall mattress. A stool.
The water with a single tap for cold water.
2 small hooks for clothes.
A large, hard window. He remained there.
Without food.
With only tap water caught in this doubled palm.
Day turned into night. He stared. He tried to sleep, but couldn't. Until finally, the dawn came.
Next case, Doremus Jessup, editor-in-chief of the Daily Informer.
Military Judge Effingham Swan. And you are Doremus.
Jessup. Doremus is my first name.
Ah! Jessup. From the Hebrew for Yosef. I do trust you know the etymology of Yosef.
May God give you sons.
Yes, and you have a son, I believe. So God has lived up to his end of the bargain. Astonishing, isn't it? A name like Jessup from ancient Canaan transforms itself these thousands of years later into purebred Protestant New England stock.
I'm an American, sir, and proud of my lineage.
You hear that, Captain Ledoux? Courage. And just a bit of rapacious intelligence with a hint of defiance. I like this man.
Are you planning to formally charge me? Because if you are,
There's no need to jump to hasty conclusions. I prefer us to be on more collegial terms. So let's go with Doremus, shall we? The mother of Perseus and the wife of Zeus, I believe. Well, one of them anyway. Now, Doremus, I have asked my friends in the Minutemen to invite you here. I do trust they were not too importunate.
they were all what you would call importunate.
Oh, my deepest apologies. You see, I was in such a rush. Now, Doremus, I need your advice as a journalist. Do you think that the people have come to their senses and are ready to accept the new order?
I thought I was dragged here because of an editorial I wrote about Winthrop.
You see, one's memory is really, really going.
Are you planning to charge me?
Yes. With trifling things like, well, homicidal incitement to violence and various other sundry things, all of which can be easily gotten rid of if you just give us the names of the people around you, all of the people who are against this administration.
You're not serious.
Oh, well, I assure you I am.
I demand to have my lawyer.
My dear Doramus, habeas corpus due process, they've all been suspended temporarily, of course, considering...
That's one, that's a whole lie.
Commander Swan.
You know it's not temporary, it's permanent.
May I be frank with you, Doramus? Considering the reports by Captain Ledoux and the contents of your own editorial, I have quite enough to take you out and shoot you.
What?
Yes, I assure you I am quite empowered to do so, but one is really too merciful. So, I think we can find a better place for you, other than as fertilizer, don't you think? Yes, now, we are going to place you on... And starting Monday, you are going to work as the assistant editor for the New Informer, and you are going to start writing beautiful articles extolling the virtues of the new administration. Yes, I think you'll like that.
Hey, so gentlemen here, what are you doing?
Hey, what the hell is going on here?
Well, and who is our impetuous new friend?
Doc Greenhill, Jessup's son-in-law.
Ah, another sun god in his beneficence, and such an attractive young man too.
A couple of days ago, I offered him to be in charge of the medical inspection for all the Minutemen in the county, and he refused.
Oh, did he now?
Said you and me should be digging ditches in a labor camp.
Oh, he's a liar. I never mentioned you. I don't even know who you are. We come here and warn you, stupid thugs, that if you...
Let him continue. I'd like to hear what this young man has to say. Continue, Doctor.
I've had enough. Everyone's had enough. This is one of the most respected and honest men in Fort Gila Valley. And if you think you and your two big toy soldier uniforms get...
And I think I have heard enough. Gentlemen, take this bastard out and shoot him.
This is a outside! Man, look, this is America! You can't do this!
This is the United States, man! The United States of America!
intellectuals.
He's not in school anymore.
Unfortunately, smaller colleges have to be closed.
So he just didn't stand a chance.
Back to forbidden knowledge, yes. Who needs school anyways, right?
And in one single day, all crime in America ended forever.
Now, would you like some gravy too?
70,000 Minutemen working with town and state police officers rounded up every known or suspected criminal in the country.
1 in 10 was shot immediately.
4 in 10 were given prison sentences.
3 in 10 were released as innocents.
And 2 in 10 were taken in by the Minutemen as inspectors.
Now, Mary, you must really try some of that nice chestnut dressing.
Mary Jessup Greenhill was punished by the seizing of all property and money left by her late husband Fowler.
I'm not hungry, Mother.
Well, Mary, I made it just for you.
No, Mom.
Oh, it's very tasty. Just try a tiny little bit. Oh,
She said she wasn't hungry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Doremus was miserable from writing propaganda in support of the Winthrop administration.
so, what are you going to do now, Julian?
I was hoping to marry Sissy so they got a job.
Mary.
Oh, that's if she's not snatched up first by the battalion commander, Shad Ledoux.
But we've got to work on your sense of humor, Julian. Can't marry a man with a bad sense of humor.
Good.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I was afraid you couldn't come.
You knew he was coming?
Well, I wasn't sure if I'd get away, but I just had to see my favorite family. Mary, how are you? Listen, it's a shame what they did with your property. We'll do everything that we can to fix it.
Phil, how's David?
Well, he misses his mother terribly, but he's doing just fine. His cousins, they treat him like a prince.
Well, it should only be a few more weeks now. Well, that is until our Mary gets her feet back on the ground again.
Thank you, Philip.
It's no trouble. We love having him.
Now, come on, darling, sit down and eat.
Right, I can't, Mother. Duty still calls. I just want to stop by for a hug and a word with Pop's hair here.
Oh, all right, you two. Just 5 minutes. And if you're not done, we're going to come out here and devour you.
Mother.
All right, everybody, desserts in the kitchen.
How are you, Dad?
You know what the worst thing is? Every day there's some new thing I think will be unbearable. And week after week I find myself just getting by.
Well, I heard that you're having some problems with the authorities.
So, my disgust for these people has made its way back to you. At least I'm making headlines somewhere.
You know, I understand that it's bleak right now, Dad, but the Minutemen, they're a temporary necessity. And there have been some good things. The crime rate's plummeted and the stock market is at the highest it's been in for a decade.
At the cost of what?
I'm a realist. Winthrop and his crew are here to stay. The sooner you realize that, the better.
For whom?
You must listen to me, Dad. Just, you must. Why do you think I came all the way from Worcester to see you?
God only knows.
You're going to get into more trouble if you don't start supporting the government.
So, here it is. The reason you came all the way from Worcester. It's not enough that my journalistic integrity's been stripped from me. I have to embrace Winthrop's theology as well.
You have to start thinking of Mother and the girls instead of yourself.
What are you getting out of this?
Nothing! I'm worried about you and Mother and Cecilia and
All
Mary
this
and...
sudden concern. What? My reputation not sitting well with your business associates? The embarrassment of being Gorham as Dick Jessup's son? Too much to bear? What are you getting?
A future.
A future.
I've been approached in regards to an assistant military judgeship.
I see. Go to hell, Philip.
I'll have you tell Mother that I won't be able to protect you.
Is everything all right?
Emma, do you think I'm selfish?
Darling, I'm your wife. Of course I think you're selfish.
What's so urgent you couldn't talk about on the phone? This afternoon they arrested the editor of the Rutland Herald. That's impossible. I would have heard it now. There was no police. I got it off an engineer fellow on the milk train.
Have seen in the order of regulation. Any person who discredits the state will be executed or interned, and we're targeting journalists.
But I'm cooperating with them. Yeah, well, so was the editor of the Rutland Herald. Now you're overreacting.
Oh, we're not. You have to leave, Dormus.
What's going on?
We have to leave and write.
Leave? Leave for where?
Canada. Last week, we could have flown out last week. We got to drive now because they stopped all the flights. This is insane.
What will drive you?
I have a Canadian license and Quebec plates. It's snowing so hard. They're not going to stop anybody on the road tonight.
Tonight? We really can't go anywhere tonight.
We need more time. Give us till tomorrow.
If you wait until tomorrow, it can be too late.
Oh my God.
Okay. But I'm cooperating with them. Why am I running? Just to save your life, boy, your life.
Oh, they're coming for your dad, but there's no time to explain. You need to pack up and leave right away.
But what about our things? What about the house we're in?
We can worry about all that when we're safe.
Oh,
It's okay, it's gonna be okay.
I guess we'll have to go pack.
I'll help you pack. I'll help you pack. Yes, sir.
I'm not leaving. Not without my son.
No, it's just too dangerous.
I'm not leaving.
Phil's family taking good care of you. And I'll bring him to you as soon as it's humanly possible. When the danger's not so great, I promise.
I'm not leaving.
I'll get the truck.
In Canada, you'll be able to catch your breath and join up with the new underground. It's growing fast.
All right. As soon as we're settled somewhere,
It may not be safe.
how will I contact you then?
We'll find a way. Emma,
Oh, this bag is so heavy.
I'll help you.
Oh my. Where did you get this truck from?
The brother dogs. What's that? What's that? It's cozy. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. That's a horsepower. Meaning, kind of real.
would anybody like some coconut layer cake?
We're fleeing for our lives and you brought coconut layer cake?
Well, yes. I thought we were going to be traveling all over the world. We might want something sweet.
Only going to Canada. You all right back there, sister?
Oh, she's all right. You're all right, aren't you, darling?
I thought trucks had heat in them.
Yeah, well, the snow's helping to keep the temperature up, so. Now you ought to get this thing when it's really cold.
Well, I suppose we ought to be lucky we have this truck at all.
I think I'd feel luckier if I could feel my feet.
Oh. Oh my!
Did you see anything in the snowstorm, Buck?
The gigantic pellets. You'd think we were in Buffalo.
Enough. I can't see anything up with you. Well, I don't know about it. Help me.
Oh, my hands
scared?
Isn't everybody?
Well, order's not followed. Who's the man? I can't believe no one stopped us. No, we'll make it all right. Wait.
I thought you said that there was no one here.
What can we say?
What? The buck through this hole. Don't make.
Destination?
Montreal, where we live.
God damn, nasty not to be out driving this.
Watch your tongue, sir. There are women present.
You don't say. Hey, honey, how you doing? Happy to be going home?
Of course.
What part of Montreal are you from?
Point St. Charles, by the river.
That's so. I guess you forgot where you live, eh, honey?
You have to wait till the battalion leader comes.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Hard to say. Maybe noon, maybe evening.
I don't know. Well, I can't wait. Because my mother's sick.
Another sick mom. And that's 5 this week.
That may be so, but you still have to wait in order to get across new regulations.
But
Kind of interesting you folks taking this back road and there's a first-rate highway not far from here. Ain't that funny, Sam?
Listen, Nestor. If I were you, I'd go back to wherever it is the hell you came from.
Listen, some of these honeys want to come in and warm us up a little bit. I'll flip you for the one in front.
how dare you, sir?
Shut up, Grandpa. Just shut up.
You get my point, Nestor?
Yeah, go head back to East Berkshire.
Get out of here. You heard the man. Take the women with you. Go.
Better get it. Get the truck down here. Don't come back.
You remember that story I told you about John Brown?
You start off scared and then you end up with a gun in your hand? Except, I thought it was just a story.
Anybody like any coconut pancake?
Early the next morning, the would-be refugees returned back to Fort Beulah.
I am never going to do that again.
Try again in the morning.
Come on, sissy. Let's go have some coconut layer cake.
I think we can take another go of it, Remus. Family will come around. It's not safe. We have to assume they'll be watching us. I can't put them at risk. Yeah, what's the alternative? We stay. We bide our time. I have to think of an alternate plan. Think something quick, because the wolves are at the gates.
Across the border in Canada, a group of expatriates are coming together to form a new army.
Teachers and dock workers,
Nurses and lawyers,
farmhands and factory workers.
forming a secret underground.
They take on disguises to alter their identities and prepare to take back their homeland.
My name is Dimmy, and I'm here to sell you some life insurance.
It was astonishing how many people were being arrested. There simply wasn't enough room for the flood of new criminals, so concentration camps were opened. Trianon, an all-girls preparatory school just outside of Fort Beulah, was easily converted to the new usage.
Journalists continue to be targeted as enemies of the state.
So Dora has just decided to get out of the direct line of fire.
Where do you think you're going? I didn't give you permission to leave.
I'm retiring, Shad, effective immediately.
Oh, get back to work, Jessup. I'm enjoying the view too much. Watching you lick Buzz Winchell's boots every day.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm still within my rights to retire. Time to enjoy the good life in Buzz Windrop's America.
Still full of yourself, aren't you, Jessup?
Old habits from bygone days.
Tell you what, you put in a good word for me with Miss Sissy. I let you walk. She's special, that girl.
Stay away from my daughter.
If you don't want to play ball with me, fine. It's your funeral. Now get back to work before you find yourself in Triana.
Your superiors don't agree, Commissioner. They've approved my retirement.
We'll see about this. We're not through, Jessup!
Dormus's retirement wasn't retirement at all. He was desperate to fight against Windred. And so he went to see if he could work with the Social Democrats and the Communists.
Yeah. You act like nothing like this has ever happened before.
That's the thing about you, Jessup. It's your capacity to be surprised.
But we've never faced conditions like this before.
No, just the preconditions. You remember the last war when they renamed sauerkraut Liberty Cabin?
Or when Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Florida decided to outlaw the teaching of evolution?
Yes. But we've been in this area before. Democracy always triumphs.
Capitalism trumps democracy.
We didn't have that one either.
Why can't you see that? I can't say it enough. You've got to crush the state before it crushes you.
But I'm a responsible citizen. No matter how much I disagree with the government, I refuse to become some sort of an extremist.
Oh, boy. I'm not giving up on you, Mr. Jessup. At some point, you're gonna come and join us.
Good luck, Mr. Jessup. And take care.
Something the sentimentalist?
Oh, set your Bible.
Play the violin for you.
Mr. Jessup?
I don't know what your name is, but I know you've been following me all week.
My name is Dimmick. I'm here to sell you some life insurance.
You've been following me all week to sell
There's no time, so listen closely. Closely. I can't say my next line until you're close. I represent the new underground. We have 4 divisions: printing propaganda, distributing it, exchanging suppressed news stories, and smuggling suspects into Mexico and Canada. You've been identified as someone who can work with us. As you don't know me, you will assume I work for the Minutemen here. Look at these credentials. Call the person listed here, who I believe is someone you know and trust. He's one of us. And for God's sakes, be careful! Assume that the phone is tapped. Ask him if my insurance offer is legit. He'll give you his opinion. And if you decide to join us, tell him you want to buy a policy. Are we clear?
I've always suspected I was underinsured.
Good luck.
Dormus bought the policy. He had no skills as a spy, and the dangers would be great. But he would be working in that grand American tradition of writing seditious propaganda.
More than one Jessup was up to a little high treason. Mary threw herself into the work of a courier, taking her favorite gift from Fowler, a main coat, and lining it with pockets so she could hide secret pamphlets.
While Sissy went about trying to win the confidence of Shad the Dude. She found him one evening in Billy's bar, favorite among the Minutemen.
Miss Sissy! What are you doing here?
Looking for you, Shad.
Get lost, boys. I don't recall you glancing in my direction much when I was a hired hand.
And look at you now,
Don't put too much stock on rumors.
I was confused with my oldest playmate. Remember how I used to tag after you and ask you to run the lawnmower?
Long time ago.
We used to have so much fun laughing and horsing around together, don't you think?
I thought you were sweet on that piss Aunt Julian.
Things change, Dad. You know that better than anyone.
True enough.
Everything's different now. The way you've taken over, I've been watching. No one messes with Shad than you.
You got that right.
I want to be on the right side of this thing, Shad.
You wouldn't be messing me about, would you, Mrs.?
What do you think, Shad?
Why don't you come over to my place and we get to know each other a little better?
That sounds like a swell idea, Shad. I want to hear everything about what you're doing.
Buck Titus's basement became the headquarters of the Fort Beulah cell of the new underground.
The press bubble, the type printed, and the paper shipped from Canada.
Within days, the Vermont Vigilance.
A 4-page weekly that usually contained 2 pages and came out 3 times a week.
Began popping up in the oddest of places.
Dormus was back to being a real journalist, investigating leads and digging for the truth. So, Dad, listen. Sit down.
What's up, kid?
I've been getting sort of chummy with Shad.
Chummy?
He's sweet on trying to sort of flooding.
What?
Don't trust the gullet. I know how to protect myself. So listen, he's been boasting to me of how he and Frank Tasbro have jiggered the numbers on all of new construction going on. And he keeps all his records right there in his house in a little red book.
You didn't.
I did. I photographed the book he keeps.
What do you think he'll do to you when he finds out?
Relax. The book is already back in its place, safe and sound.
If you think you can control Shad like you, you're mistaken.
I have the photographs. I'm done with Shad. There is nothing to worry about.
How do you think he'll react when you tell him the chummy days are over?
Do you want the photographs or not?
Exactly, yes, I do.
Here it is, the latest issue.
Be careful, Mary. Photographs of Shad's crooked ledger.
Oh, Sissy?
She says there's enough to put him in jail.
Oh, that girl is fearless.
Reckless, too.
Oh, I love her. Oh, you too. I love you too.
It was the strangest thing. Outside, the world continued to consume itself. But within the confines of Buck Titus's basement, there was complete freedom.
The new underground sent out warning from headquarters in Montreal that they were caught distributing propaganda. Agents were disappearing.
The time is now 10 p.m. All unauthorized personnel need to stay inside their homes until 6 a.m. Those who are found in public without proper credentials will be subject to arrest. Norman, are you there? Turn on the lights.
No, keep the ball.
Oh, what was that?
Someone's inside.
Who's there?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Get this out of here.
in the radio, is it? Open it.
No.
Like he said, Miss Sissy, no one messes with Shad Ledoux.
Oh, come on. Oh,
Shut up! You're under arrest!
no. Leave him.
Get up, hang on, Count Jessup. Get up, Jessup. Get up. Be gone.
Do you, Dormus Jessup, plead guilty to criminal sedition?
Absolutely not.
I thought not. I have here in my hands a modest publication lyrically entitled The Notorious Crimes of Commander Effingham Swan. Since you're doing, his mendacity knows no bounds. Well, all right then, that's a decent start. I like mendacity. Such a Tennessee Williams wing. But then there's this. He decides on a whim as to who lives or dies, what methods will best serve his relentless campaign of terror and torture aimed directly at the innocent and unsuspecting citizens of Beaver Valley. Really, Jessup, just a little bit of purple prose, don't you think?
I did not write that.
If not you, then who? One of your little playmates? Mr. Buck Tight-Ass, perhaps? Or maybe it was the Pike Whore? Yes, just a couple of names would really go a long way to elicit the mercy of this court.
You know, Swan, I have a confession to make. I'm an agnostic. I've gone to church regularly all my life. But my faith has always been compromised by my fear of death. I've never been able to completely overcome it. Not until now. The idea of giving you names to save my skin is so magnificently repulsive, so fantastically clarifying, I almost feel lightheaded. To put my life in the final service of resisting you and the disease you've infected the world with is nothing short of liberation. With a few bilious words from your mouth, sir, you've allowed me to conquer my greatest fear. I thank you for that, sir.
I see. County Commissioner Ledoux, is it or is it not true that Dormus Jessup came to you to join him in a plot to conspire against my person?
It's true.
You know it's not, Ledoux.
Dormus Jessup, you know that the sentence for seditious activity is execution. Yes, it is fully within my power to execute you, both with the testimony of County Commissioner Ledoux and the contents of this ridiculous manuscript. I hereby sentence you, Dormis Jessup. Well, just a moment. You see, I really am too merciful. And I'd like to see you alive. Yes. It would give me a great deal of daily comfort to know that you are rotting away in prison. So therefore, Dormis Jessup, I sentence you to 25 years minimum in the Trianon concentration camp while your miserable bones rot.
And so, Dormis Jessup was dragged to Trianon concentration camp.
And thrown into another cell.
With 2 other cots with 2 other damp straw mattresses.
And 3 nasty cockroaches.
And another large barred window.
Dormis Jessup began to fall into a deep depression. But when the guards brought on the other prisoners in from the yard, he was happy to see a familiar face.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Comes to join the proletariat, I see.
And just in time, too. He can talk you to death instead of me.
Buttercup, what happened to your head?
Oh, jeez. You know, the Minutemen, they thought I was a communist. Do you believe it?
Big Mouth here decides to score the Minutemen on the difference between communism and socialism.
Yeah, I wish they decided to make me a member of the lumpen proletariat.
I told you it was all going to hell, didn't I, sir?
You did, Pascal. I just didn't know you were being literal. Fuck, man.
Fancy meeting you here.
What happened?
Well, this boy caught me sniffing around town looking for some more parts for the rent. We came in and busted up.
Well, how you hold up?
No better than rest.
What
You
about
guys shut up. You're going to get us killed. Come on. Oh, well.
How do you like it? Oh, nice to see you here, Shad. He's responsible for half of us being in here.
To what do we owe the pleasure of your company?
Oh, it's no nonsense about the construction contracts. It'll be clear up in no time.
They can't protect you in here. So we get out to the yard with the jump.
Pascal, stop. Look here.
Stop. Oh my God, Jessup. What you've been through, you still a bourgeois pacifist?
You think I don't want revenge? But I still believe in the rule of law. I'm not about to be turned into a subversive.
Oh boy.
I need to see Commander Swan. It's a matter of great urgency.
Your business?
I have information of seditious activity.
And what might that be?
I'm afraid I need to speak with him directly.
Commander's not in right now. You'd have
Sergeant, please. This information is of such a highly sensitive nature that he can only hear it from me. It concerns his well-being.
Lady, I don't care how...
My well-being, is it? Well, I must say that I'm flattered by your concern for my safety. This is...
Fowler, thank God.
Fowler. Yes, well, take off your coat. Please.
Of course.
Coat's clean.
And now, Mrs. Fowler, would you please consent to a gentle search of your person? I'm sure you understand.
Sir, I must protest. This is highly offensive.
Please.
She's clean.
Look here. Now, kind sir, if you would please leave us.
Yes, Commander.
Now, you're concerned for my safety, Mrs. Fowler.
There's someone who plans to kill you, sir.
Oh, these are such troubling times, Mrs. Fowler.
Mary.
Mary. Well then, Mary, and what have these persons been saying?
They said,
Go on.
I'm afraid I'm too ashamed to repeat it.
Oh, Mary, quite contrary. I have had so many horrible things stated against my good name, there isn't anything that you could say that would possibly shock me.
They said that you were a murderer, sir, of innocent people.
Did they indeed?
I defended you, sir, I did, but they started laughing at me and calling me horrible names.
Well, give me the names of these people.
I defended you. They said how awful it would be if someone took a shot at Swan, said it would change history. They said, oh, their laughter was disgusting.
Well, there.
It was horrible.
Yes, I can imagine. Now, Mary, if you would just give me the names and we can take care of these people. You cursed brat! I'm bleeding. Oh, what a world! Who'd have thought that you're so sweet and would take away my beautiful wickedness? I'm going over here. I'm going. Bitch.
Jessup. That's my name. Mary Jessup Greenhill.
It was all happening so fast. Sissy, the information came in different ways.
Winthrop's been deposed. All hell's broken loose in Washington.
Buzz Winthrop was found guilty for collusion with Russia in his election campaign. So he was executed by Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller.
Just kidding, folks.
Actually, Buzz Winthrop was overthrown in a military coup orchestrated by Brigadier General Herbert Y. Edgeways.
I'm General Edgeways. You haven't heard from me since scene 1. But I'm back, and I'm taking up.
Buzz Winthrop thought that the American people would rise up to protect their beloved leader, but nobody seemed to care.
So he was deported to an off-brand tie factory in China.
But I hate China!
The new military dictatorship declared an end to all trivial things like elections, civil rights, and freedom of speech.
But General Edgeways promised to give each and every American $5,000.
And a chicken in every pot! 40 acres and a mule! Read my lips! No new taxes!
The last vestige of democracy had vanished, but the insurgency was only getting started.
Jessup! Into the hallway now!
I paid someone off at Trianon to spring your father. With any luck, he might make it out.
Third alley on the right, look for the signal.
Oh, what?
Wait.
They don't print schedules for prison breaks, sissy.
Now!
How did you do it? How did you make contact with the guards?
Perseverance.
Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, too dangerous.
What about Buck? Is he a Tran?
No, they moved him somewhere in Massachusetts. I'm trying to find out where. But your mother has given up all hope. She moved in with Philip in Worcester.
How about Julian? Is he okay?
Julian.
Yeah, Julian. My boyfriend from Act 1.
Oh, that guy. Well, we kind of had to write him out of the story. You'll just have to forget about him.
But we were going to get married.
I realize that, but...
Dormus! You're bleeding.
Go and get a basin of water and some bandages.
He needs a doctor.
Oh.
Please, right now. There's no time. What happened?
The gun got me up, but there was fog and gunshots. I was hit twice, I think.
Where?
Here, this is just a graze. But this might not be.
No. Well, put the basin down here and help me clean your father.
What happened? What did they do?
Oh, you are lucky. The bullet went clean through. Tore up your side quite a bit, but it looks like that's all. How does it feel?
Never better.
There's an envelope in the top desk drawer with money for your father and a list of phone numbers he'll need. And there's a suitcase in the closet ready for him. Stand up.
Oh,
Can you walk all right?
I think so.
You need to go to a phone booth as soon as you leave here. There's one a few blocks away. Call the first number and tell them you're ready. They'll come and take you as far as Richford. Then call the second number. It's about a 1.5 mile walk to the border. There'll be a car that'll come and take you to Montreal, where you'll join up with the new underground.
Can't we just stay here just a little while until he
Lindy's right, sissy. I'm a wanted man. The first place they'll come looking for me is here.
But
Listen to me. As soon as I'm safe, I'll contact you.
how can you say?
Listen.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Listen to me now. You're right. I don't know what's going to happen. None of us do. Everything has changed. We grew up in the comfort of a very circumscribed world, but that world has been destroyed. I sometimes wonder if I want it back. I sometimes think I want to prove to myself that I'm more than the man that inhabited that life. But no matter what I want, the imperative is clear. We're part of something bigger now.
Are you ready?
I think so.
There's a lot of history in those woods as you cross the border. They used to bring the runaway slaves there in the old Underground Railroad days.
Yes. A lot of history.
And so, Dormus Jessup disappeared into history.
But the struggle went on.
And soon, a new leader rose in the ranks of the new underground based in Montreal.
A leader who carried 2 copies of the complete works of Thomas Jefferson.
A leader who hated Canadian ale.
A leader who never thought he'd ever be an extremist.
And who would often quote a phrase told to him by a friend from long ago.
Smash the state before it smashes you.
And yeah, we added that one too.
And so ends Subversive Theater's adaptation of Berkeley Rep's adaptation of St. Clair Lewis's It Can't Happen Here.
We hope you enjoyed the show, and it was an absolute pleasure to present it to each and every one of you, except for you right there in the room.
And the mission of protest theater never really ends.
So share the story with someone that you know and help spread the word against fascism.
And please join us at the bar across the street after the show. And we want to take a moment to say happy birthday to Chris Stenton.
Happy birthday!